Hey there, in this video I want to talk to you about the most important relationship of your life, which is also the very first relationship of your life. And it's the relationship with your mother. And it's an important relationship because it influences your sense of self. So the way you look at the world, the way you look at yourself, or the way you relate to the world and yourself. It influences the way you attach to yourself and to others. So it influences your relationships. But it also influences your sense of safety. So the amount of safety that you feel inside of yourself and also that you feel outside of yourself when you are navigating through life and walking on this planet. So these three things are very important: your sense of self, your attachment, and your sense of safety. And when you have a healthy relationship with your mother, these three things are okay or even perfect. You navigate through life in a healthy way, you feel regulated, you are capable of emotionally regulating yourself, you feel resilient and resourceful. You trust yourself, you feel confident, you love yourself, you have enough compassion and empathy and love for the rest of the world, and your relationships are healthy. You dare to communicate in a healthy way, you set boundaries, etc., etc., etc. So when you have had a very healthy relationship and attachment with your mother, and your relationship wasn't distorted, disturbed, chaotic, messy, or unhealthy, you are a very securely attached, healthy human being who is capable of emotionally regulating itself and who doesn't feel stressed and distrustful, etc. But when this relationship with your mother, this very first important relationship with your mother, is disturbed or distorted because of the emotional dysregulation or nervous system dysregulation, stress, anxiety, or absence from your mother, this really influences your sense of self, your attachment, and your sense of safety. So you then, for example, don't really know who you are, you don't have boundaries, you don't dare to communicate or speak your truth, you don't really know what your authentic self even is and how to show that with the world. You don't know how to safely relate to other people, so your relationships are struggles, or you don't know how to really have a healthy relationship with somebody, and you feel scared, helpless, and alone, and very little and small and vulnerable all the time. So you don't feel very safe when navigating through this world. So as you can imagine, when you don't have a healthy relationship with your mother, you don't have a healthy relationship with yourself and the world. So this relationship is very, very, very important to be healthy and secure. But because of the society we are living in, and because of the way we have treated our women and our mothers already for centuries, I strongly believe that we all have this wound, this mother wound inside of ourselves, because we did not receive the emotional, physical, and practical needs that we needed from our mothers, more or less. Of course, there were mothers who were capable of giving that to their children more than other mothers, for example. So per individual, of course, this can differ, but I strongly believe that we have a collective wound because of the way that we have treated women in the past and still do, or the way we have treated our mothers. We have really traumatized, dominated, suppressed, or oppressed our women. We have hurt them, and because of the system we are living in right now, we are distracting them. They are busy, they are stressed, they are scared. They are not capable of being emotionally present with their children in the amount that they want to or that they need to. And I even believe that we as a society as a whole are not really even aware of that. We are not really even aware of the amount of emotional presence we need from our mothers to raise our children to become mature, healthy, resilient, and resourceful human beings who navigate safely and responsibly through life. So I strongly believe that we are not capable of giving our children what they need right now because of the society we are living in, because of the way we have hurt and traumatized our mothers, who are passing on their trauma from generation to generation. And because of this trauma, are not capable of emotionally regulating themselves, being emotionally present with their children, giving their children everything they need because they are so needy themselves and their mothers weren't capable of giving that to them. So they are also still stuck in the past, having this hurt inner child inside of them, not capable of being a fully grown adult and present mother with their children, for example. So we really unmothered ourselves in some way because of the society we are living in. We really devalued the feminine traits because of capitalism, for example. Every woman joined the workforce, for example, works maybe even 40 hours or less, but works a lot. and also tries to be a mother 24/7. It's just not possible. It's just not possible to be the mother that our children's need, I guess. And maybe this is more my opinion, but I strongly believe that we really need to become more aware of this, of the emotional needs of our children, because we have this collective mother wound, which is subconsciously dictating all of our lives. Because what happens when this wound is present inside of us, what happens when we did not receive the emotional, physical, and practical needs that we needed from our mothers? We feel unsafe, we feel empty, we feel unfulfilled, we feel unloved, we don't have compassion, we are very self-centered, we are constantly in survival mode because we are not capable of regulating our nervous system, and we are not capable of emotionally regulating ourselves. So in some way, we are all hurt little children running for our lives, screaming for our mothers somewhere, being very vulnerable and hurt and self-centered. Because what happens when a person or a child doesn't feel safe? It's emotionally dysregulated and it is fighting for its own life. It is very self-centered, self-focused. So what happens when we have children and we are not capable of giving everything they need? They grow up, but they still are hurt, vulnerable, and lost children. So they are still very self-centered, emotionally dysregulated, stressed, and not capable of emotionally regulating themselves, giving the love and compassion and empathy that they need. And they still have this emptiness and this wound inside because they miss their mother, or they grieve the love and the needs that they had but never received from their mother because their mothers were incapable of giving that. Not because they didn't want to, they weren't aware and capable of giving that to their children. And what happens when adults are still these hurt little children? They are self-centered, self-focused, only busy with surviving. They become individualists. They leave the community. They do not trust themselves. They do not trust the world. They live in scarcity. They live in fear. They are emotionally reactive, constantly triggered, constantly angry, constantly fighting. So you can imagine what happens to a society that has collectively this mother wound living inside. We pretend to be grown-up adults, but actually we are hurt little children trying to find our way in this world, feeling unsafe inside. And that is collective. And as an individual, when you carry this wound, this grief inside of you of not having all your needs met by your mother, of having a distorted or disturbed or dysfunctional first relationship in your life, of not having a securely attached relationship style, it really dictates your life subconsciously and your choices and the way you look at yourself and the way you look at the world. And when you are triggered in your life, or when you want to do things but you feel stuck, or you keep on procrastinating, or you want to know who you truly are but you cannot feel yourself, then I think it is this wound, this need, this grief that is living inside of you, this hurt inner child that needs reparenting, that needs the mother that it never had. And to truly change and transform and heal yourself, this is a very important step, to become the mother, to become the parent that you never had, or to become the mother that you so desperately needed when you were a little child, the mother that you still need. Because when you are an adult, nobody is capable of giving you that anymore. You have to give that to yourself. You have to become your mother. You have to heal this mother wound. Travel back to your inner child, the hurt parts inside of you, and give it the love, the compassion, the empathy, the safety, the warmth that it needs, so that you create the safety inside yourself and you create a new sense of self again. Because when it is safe inside of you to be there, you finally feel yourself again. You feel your truth. You feel your boundaries. You trust yourself. You feel resourceful, resilient. You find the courage and the strength to do the things that you need to do. So healing this mother wound is very, very, very important for this whole healing journey. Becoming the parent, the mother that you so desperately needed. You have to recreate a safe relationship with yourself that no longer holds you back. And next to that, this wound can be collective. Of course, it can also be individual for you. You can have a mother that is emotionally absent, that is not capable of regulating her emotions herself, that feels scared all the time because of her own trauma out of her family system. A mother that is being abused by her father. A mother that is very sad or grieving some losses. A mother that feels very insecure herself. a mother that is addicted to alcohol or drugs, a mother that has her own struggles can already disturb or distort the relationship that you have with her. As a little child, as a baby, you are so helpless. And the only thing that you can do is rely on your mother. So you are not capable of talking or connecting in a way that we do as adults. But what you can do is attune to your mother and her energy and her state of being. And if that state of being is regulated, peaceful, and calm and predictable, that is what your regulation will be. But when it is stressful, unpredictable, dysregulated, and stressed and anxious and fearful, then that is what you become. And that is what your first attachment to yourself and the world is. And you will live in survival mode more than is necessary. But I strongly believe that your mother, when she is dysregulated and your relationship is unhealthy or your attachment is unhealthy, it's not because she is a bad person or there is something wrong with her as an individual. I strongly believe that she carries trauma from generations before. And now the dysfunctional society we're living in right now, capitalism that is devaluing the feminine traits and only valuing the masculine traits, where women now try to be man and women at the same time, which is distorting their nervous system and making them stressed even more and emotionally absent, etc. So there are so many reasons why the relationship with your mother can be unhealthy or disturbed or distorted. Now it's just important to understand that this relationship is the most important relationship of your life, and often it's not very healthy. And because of that, you carry this wound inside of you. You carry this hurt, helpless, scared child inside of you. And it is time to give that child the safety, the love, the warmth, the compassion, the soothing, the needs that it needed when it was a little child. Hey there, my name is Myrthe Glasbergen. I'm the founder of Beyond Psychology, and I'm also an occupational health psychologist, life and job coach, intuitive singer, and creator. And I am fascinated about the awakening and healing of humanity. I strongly believe that healed people heal the world. And this is why I'm doing everything I can to help heal as many people as possible. So if you're on a journey of self-discovery, personal growth, transformation, healing, and you want to rediscover who you truly are and change yourself in your life, then subscribe to my channel for more videos on all of these topics. And if you want to help spread this message of awakening and healing, then please like this video, share this video, respond to this video, because that will definitely help. In my subscription, you can find a nice link to a free somatic exercise to start your healing journey. And you can also find the link to my online platform and community for self-discovery, healing, transformation, and growth. It's called Heart Journey, and it's here to help you rediscover who you truly are, heal yourself, transform yourself in your life so that you will use your talents and your gifts to make the world a better place. Thank you for being here and have a nice day.